Hi guys, welcome back to SuperMath4U. This is Mr. Urrego, and today we're multiplying polynomials in our Algebra 1 EOC review. We're going to use a couple word problems, right? So this is the drawing of a word problem. It's asking me, find the area of the non-shaded area. So basically what we have here, this is a pool. You see this color blue, so that's the water. And this around it, the non-shaded area is like a walkway around the pool. This is the dimensions for the pool, right? The 3x will be, let's call that my length. And the x squared minus 9x plus 5, this is going to be the width. So width and length. The outside is the width and the length of the whole thing. So when they're asking me problems like this is very similar to something that you probably did or are going to do in geometry, which is find the area of a donut. Okay, when we have this type of problems, what we do is we find the area, the total area on the outside, and then what we do is we find the area of the whole, and then we subtract them. Okay, so let's pretend that I have as a complete area 10, and the area of the little hole, let's pretend that it's 2. Then to find the area of that donut, the remaining, what you do is you subtract them. You subtract the total minus the whole, and that's going to give you the remaining area. In this case, if pretending, that will give you an 8. Okay, same idea here. So we have the big rectangle. We're going to find the area. How do we find the area of the rectangle? Length times width. Okay, so it's going to give me this, x squared minus 6x minus 9 times 5x. This is called the length, and this will be my width. I'm going to multiply those two, and that'll give me the area of the whole thing. Once I have that, I need to find the area of the pool. To find the area of the pool, same thing, length times width. And then I find the two areas. Once I have the two areas, what I do is I subtract them. So let's start with that. Let's find the outside first. So it's going to be the area on the outside is going to be length times width. I'm going to call this the length, and I'm doing the outside. So my length is going to give me x squared minus 6x minus 9 times the width, and the width on the outside is this 5x, and that will be my width times 5x, and I'm multiplying those two. Okay, so now today's topic is multiplying polynomials. How do I multiply two polynomials? If I only have one term in one of the polynomials, and then two or more terms in the other one, I can distribute. So what I'm going to do is, because I only have one term here, I can distribute times each one of them. So 5x times x squared is going to be, remember, technically you have a 1 over here, right? Then I multiply 5 times 1, which is 5, and then x times x squared. When I'm multiplying two powers with the same base, x times x squared, this x has a little 1 right there. What I do is I keep the same variable and I add the exponents. 1 and 2 is going to give me 3. So 5x times x squared is going to give me 5x cubed. Next one, 5x times negative 6x. I multiply the numbers first. Negative 6 times 5 is going to give me negative 30. And then x to the first times x to the first. X and x is the same variable, so I keep the variable and I add the exponents. 1 plus 1 is 2. Last, negative 9 times 5 is negative 45. And I only have one x because the 9 does not have an x. Therefore, I just bring that x. And then this is the area from the outside. Okay, now I'll do the same thing with the pool. So the area of the pool, again, length times width. I can call this length or I can call this length, does not matter because you're multiplying. So let's call this length and let's call this width. Let's keep the same idea that we have. So the length is x squared minus 9x plus 5 times the width, and the width in our case is 3x. because I only have one term, then what I do is I distribute that 3x. So 3x times x squared, let me put the one little one there, let me put the little one over here. The x's, when there's no exponents, you put a 1, and it's easier to do it like that. 3x times 1x squared is going to give me 3x, 2 plus 1, 3, right? Add the exponents. Negative 9 times 3 is negative 27. X to the first times x to the first is x to the second. I add the exponents. Last but not least, 5 times, so that was this, right? The next one is 3x times 5. 3 times 5 is 15, and I keep the same variable with x, right? So it's 15x, and this is the area of the pool. All right, so now I have the big area, and I have the pool. What I do now is I subtract the outside minus the pool. Let's subtract that. So let's take the big area, which is going to be 5x cubed minus 30x squared minus 45x, right? Minus the pool, and this is the pool. 3x cubed minus 27x squared plus 11x. Oh, 15x. Oops, it didn't fit. 15x. Okay? So let's subtract this. Now, in the previous video, I show you that to be careful with that negative. When you have a negative in front of parentheses, you have to distribute that negative. So let's do that first. So this negative, I'm going to distribute it here. So negative and positive is going to give me negative 3x cubed. Negative times negative is going to give me 27x squared, right? Positive, negative, negative is positive. Negative and positive, right? I'm doing the positive 15x. Negative and positive gives me negative, and that's going to give me 15x. Okay? So that was distributing the negative. There's nothing on the outside, so I can bring the same thing. 5x cubed minus 30x squared minus 45x. All right. Once I destroy or I got rid of the parentheses, it's just a matter of combining like terms. So my final answer is going to be 5x cubed minus 3. X cubed, that's going to give me 2x cubed. Negative 30x squared plus 27. I'm combining like terms. Negative 30 plus 27 gives me negative 3, and I keep the same variable, same exponent. Last but not least, 45x, negative 45x minus 15. They have the same sign. Therefore, you add them and you keep the same sign. Negative 45 minus 15 gives me negative 60, same variable, same exponent. And my final answer is this. Okay, so that was a complex problem, but this is the type of problems that you will get on the EOC. And here, if you notice, we multiply and then we subtract it. So you're applying two scales on only one problem. Let's continue with the second problem. All right, before we move on, remember, there are links and tools in the description to help you. The same as the end, the suggested video. Always work on that one because this is a continuation of Algebra 1 EOC scales. So we have this. So this is a soccer field. And the bottom, which we can call that the width if you want. And then this could be the length. All right. So this 2x plus 3 is the width of the soccer field, and x plus 4 is going to give me the length of the soccer field. Easy question. Find the area of the field. Oh, typo. Of the field. Area of a rectangle. Area is width times length, or base times height, the same thing. I call this the width, so I'm going to have 2x plus 3, and the length x plus 4. The only reason that I'm doing this type of problem is because I'm showing you how to multiply a binomial with a binomial. Remember, 2 terms times 2 terms. Talking about this, let's go back because this is a typical question. Here, I had 1, 2, 3 terms. It's called a trinomial, right? Trinomial. Here, I only have 1 term. It's called a monomial. Mono, only one, try, 3. Here I have 2, binomial, binomial. One term, another term is binomial. Keep that in mind. So how do we multiply these two binomials? We got to do FOIL. The first term, which is 2x times the x. Don't forget to put the little ones right there, the exponents. So 2x times x is going to give me 2x to the second power. I add the exponents. Second one, 2x times 4. 2 times 4 is 8. Only have one x, bring the x. And I'm done with the first term. I do the same process with the second term, which is the 3. 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times 4 gives me 12. If you notice, I multiply 2 terms times 2 terms. Therefore, it should have 4 terms at the end. Now, once I have all these terms, what I need to do is combine like terms. Normally, the middle two are like terms. Let's check. X and x, yes, they are like terms, so I can combine those two. The x squared, there's no x squared, so this is the only term that I have as the x squared. And then 8 plus 3 gives me 11x, and the last term is 12. Therefore, the area of the field is 2x squared plus 11x plus 12, whatever units they tell you. Sometimes they give you feet, meters, yards, whatever might be the case. Okay? All right, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video. Thank you for watching. Our next video is going to be on solving multi-step equations and inequalities. Again, we're working on a review for the Algebra 1 EOC. All right, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.